Preparing for an interview plays a vital role in getting hired by a company. Hence, preparing for an interview takes a lot of practice and confidence to ace any interview. So to assist the candidates in preparing well for the PMI Agile Certified Practitioner, PMI-ACP interview, we have attempted our level best to present them with the best and master revised interview questions. Candidates should research the organization, job roles, and responsibilities, and most importantly, look confident while answering any question. Additionally, we have covered all PMI-ACP interview questions from basic to advanced levels. PMI-ACP is an Agile certification granted by PMI, Project Management Institute. This certification covers many Agile tools, skills, and knowledge areas. Also, since PMI credentials are more perceived and demanded worldwide, PMI-ACP has become a very significant certification, especially for IT professionals. Hello everyone. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Hayden from Invensis Learning. If you are not subscribed to our channel yet, do subscribe and click on the bell icon for regular updates. Today in this video, we will discuss a few interview questions of PMI-ACP. After watching this video, you will get a brief idea of PMI-ACP interview questions to ace the interview. So without any delay, let's get started. Agenda. In today's session, we will start with our plan on PMI-ACP interview questions. The first and foremost topic is PMI-ACP certification. Then we will jump into our second topic of the benefits of PMI-ACP certification. Post that, we will start with the job roles of PMI-ACP certified professionals, and finally we'll move to the PMI-ACP interview questions. These questions will help you understand what kind of questions they will ask you in the PMI-ACP interview. Sounds interesting, right? Introduction to PMI-ACP certification. PMI-ACP is the most popular and most sought-after certification among the Agile certifications. The PMI-ACP certification training empowers you to become a skilled, Agile professional with knowledge of a broad range of Agile methodologies like Scrum, XP, Lean, Kanban, Crystal Clear, DSDM, etc. The PMI-ACP certification has been developed by the Project Management Institute, PMI, to screen people who are practicing Agile approaches in their work. It is meant to show the employers that the individual can demonstrate Agile practices in the job. In addition, PMI-ACP certification is also meant to provide a framework for the development of the profession. This certification is an important part of the career development goals of interested professionals in the field. It makes them more competent than other people who do not have the certification. Benefits of PMI-ACP certification. The PMI-ACP certification will give you an edge over your associates by officially perceiving your knowledge. The PMI-ACP certification combines Agile training, working experience in an Agile environment, and Agile principles and practices assessment. However, organizations often depend on project practitioners. Thus, to apply diverse methods to project management. So, PMI-ACP certification is a global certification that permits professionals to support that requirement. Here are some benefits why you should go for the PMI-ACP certification. High demand. Wide scope. Expands market reach. Advance your skills. Increases professional growth. Hike in salary. Benefits the organization. Job roles of PMI-ACP certified professionals. The PMI-ACP certification is a good choice for individuals who usually work on Agile teams or in organizations adopting Agile methodologies and practices. Also, since PMI credentials are more recognized and demanded worldwide, PMI-ACP has become a very important certification, especially for IT professionals. PMI-ACP certification expands your market reach as an Agile certified professional. It allows you to network with a vibrant community of Agile professionals, related organizations, and experts worldwide. The various job titles for a PMI-ACP certification are PMP Scrum Master, Technical Business Analyst, Agile Trainer, Project Manager, Digital Channel Planner, Deputy Project Manager, Director, Planning and Project Management, Business Analyst, Agile Project Manager. What is PMI-ACP? The PMI-ACP stands for Project Management Institute Agile Certified Practitioner, one of the fastest growing certifications in project management. Earning a PMI-ACP registered certification assists in demonstrating your knowledge of Agile principles and your skill with Agile techniques. PMI-ACP is a practitioner-level course that is ideal for professionals looking to gain a comprehensive understanding of Agile principles and techniques. Through PMI-ACP certification, You'll be tested on the practical implementation of Agile principles and knowledge of Agile methodologies like Scrum, Kanban, Lean, Extreme Programming, XP, and Test-Driven Development, TDD. What is the importance of PMI-ACP? Gaining a PMI-ACP certification is excessively beneficial to your profession in the field of Agile project management. The PMI-ACP certified professionals will gain knowledge of Agile tools and practices from the present employees working in an organization. Certification in PMI-ACP broadens your market reach as an Agile certified professional. It equips you with an opportunity to network with a vigorous community of Agile professionals, related organizations, and experts worldwide. Gaining the PMI-ACP certification increases your adaptability in Agile technologies, increasing team productivity and enhancing customer satisfaction. PMI-ACP certification permits you to advance your career in organizations practicing Agile. What is Scrum? Scrum is an Agile development approach used in software development based on iterative and incremental processes. Scrum is an adaptable, rapid, flexible, and effective Agile framework designed to deliver value to the customer throughout the project's development. The primary objective of Scrum is to satisfy the customer's requirement through an environment of transparency and communication, collective responsibility, and continuous progress. Moreover, Scrum is made up of a series of short iterations known as sprints, each of which finishes with the delivery of an increment of working software. What is Extreme Programming? Extreme Programming, XP, is an Agile software development structure that aims to deliver higher quality software and better quality of life for the development team. XP is the most detailed of the Agile frameworks in terms of proper engineering methods for software development. What is Test-Driven Development? Test-Driven Development, TDD, is a software development methodology that spotlights creating unit test cases before developing the actual code. It is an iterative approach that consolidates programming, creates unit tests and refactors. The TDD approach derives its roots from the Agile Manifesto principles and extreme programming. What is Kanban? Kanban is a well-known framework used to implement Agile and DevOps software development. It requires real-time communication of ability and full transparency of work. What is an Agile Manifesto? The Agile Manifesto is a record that sets out the strong values and principles behind the Agile philosophy and assists development teams in working more efficiently and sustainably. What are the 12 principles of Agile? There are 12 principles of Agile. They are: fulfill customers through early and continuous delivery. Welcome changing requirements even if it's late in the project. Convey value frequently. Break the silos of your project. Build projects around motivated individuals. The most effective way of communication is face to confront. Working software is the major measure of progress. Maintain a sustainable working pace. Continuous excellence enhances agility. Simplicity is crucial. Self-coordinating teams generate most value. Routinely reflect and adjust your way of work to improve effectiveness. What are the values of Agile? The 4 essential values of Agile software development as stated by the Agile Manifesto are: individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Working software over exhaustive documentation. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Responding to change over following a plan. Define zero sprint and spike in Agile. Zero sprint can be characterized as the preparation step of the first sprint in Agile. Some activities are required to be done before actually beginning the project. These activities are known as zero sprint. Typically, this sprint is used during the start of the project for activities like setting the development environment, preparing product backlog, etc. Spike is the kind of story that can be taken between the sprints. Spikes are commonly used for design or technical issues such as research, prototyping, and exploration. There are 2 types of spikes. Functional spikes. Technical spikes. How does the Agile technique differ from the conventional waterfall approach? In the Agile framework, the organization delivers software features frequently to test and develop simultaneously. Therefore, the testing time is reduced since only minor features need testing regularly. On the other hand, the waterfall methodology includes testing at the end of the overall product development process. The user has to test the entire product and all functionalities in one go, so the testing period is long. Furthermore, the waterfall model is a closed process, where all stakeholders may not be engaged in the development process. On the other hand, Agile requires and allows stakeholders and customers to be involved at all stages. In the Agile versus waterfall difference, the Agile technique is well known for its flexibility, whereas waterfall is a structured software development methodology. Mention the advantages and disadvantages of the Agile framework in a business. Advantages of Agile framework in a business. Rapid and constant delivery of the software features to guarantee customer satisfaction. All stakeholders, from consumers to developers to testers, are involved, resulting in technical excellence and great design. Facilitation of interaction between business analysts and developers. The flexibility ensures the adaptation of changing requirements. Changes that are required at the last moment or later on are easy to implement without any complication. Disadvantages of Agile framework in a business. When the software deliveries are huge, determining the effort required at the start of the software development cycle becomes challenging. Documentation endures a shot in the Agile approach. In the development process, decision-making requires veteran professionals' expertise and experience. Freshers think that it is not easy to deal with the Agile software development process. What are the different types of Agile techniques companies commonly implement? There are many types of Agile techniques widely used in the business domain. The most widely used approach is Scrum. The below Agile methodologies list comprises famous types of Agile methodology that companies commonly implement. Kanban. Crystal methodology, CM. Scrum. Dynamic software development method, DSDM. Lean software development and extreme programming, XP. What are burn down and burn up charts? A burn down chart depicts the amount of work remaining on a project, whereas a burn up chart depicts how much work has been completed in the total scope of the project. In addition, in a burn down chart, the line goes from top to bottom as a team progresses, while the line climbs from the bottom upwards in a burn up chart. This is because both charts use the same axis. However, a burn up chart gives more details, showing both complete works achieved and work done in the previous increments. What are the key Scrum principles? The Scrum framework depends on 6 basic principles, guidelines that must be followed throughout every project. The 6 principles are: control over the empirical process, self-organization, collaboration, value-based prioritization, timeboxing, iterative development. Define SWOT analysis. SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, analysis is used to ensure that your decisions will withstand the scrutiny of disgruntled stakeholders and will empower you to support the most profitable projects at the opportune time. In addition, it is used to make better portfolio business decisions. What do you understand by backlog grooming? Backlog grooming is a regular session in which product managers, product owners, and the rest of the team discuss, review, and prioritize backlog items. The main objective of backlog grooming is to keep the backlog up to date and make sure that backlog items are prepared for upcoming sprints. In addition, the process assists product managers in explaining and aligning the organization behind the strategy that informs the backlog items. When does a developer break the build? A developer has broken the build when they make changes to the source code repository that cause a later build process to fail. Avoiding breaking the build is a commitment normally required by Agile software developers and integral to continuous XP practice integration. When do you declare a build is broken? The build is broken if the build process cannot successfully be completed for any reasons, including failure to compile, accumulating with unacceptable warnings, or the failure of any number of automated software tests. What are the drives that you will take for risk planning? Discovering risks. Analyzing potential risks, including their probability and expected impact. Prioritizing risks. Treat the task. Maintaining a risk register. List a few examples of motivation theories and formal techniques. Motivation is a huge field of study. Psychologists have proposed many various theories of motivation. Some of the popular motivational theories include the following: McGregor's theory, Vroom's expectancy theory, McClellan's theory of needs, Hertzberg's two-factor theory, Maslow's theory of hierarchical needs. Define the build process or build pipeline. The build process or build pipeline is defined as how a story goes from beginning to generation, usually going through different phases and inspections to ensure quality. Moreover, the build pipeline outlines the workflow for software delivery, and everything happens at each phase. What do you understand by done of done, DoD? Definition of done, DoD, collects deliverables like writing codes, coding comments, testing of units, integration testing, design documents, release notes, etc., that add verifiable and demonstrable values to project development. DoD helps the Scrum team identify all the valuable deliverables needed to complete the Agile project. What are the different stages of done? The definition of done, DoD, can vary, but it is crucial to ensure that the initial DoD is agreed upon before the first sprint. Typically, there are 3 stages of done, known as done. Stage 1, developed version runs on developer's box. Stage 2, documented by running unit tests, code review, etc. Stage 3, validated as deliverable quality with functional tests, reviews, etc. What are the 3 steps in the portfolio management process? There are 3 steps in the portfolio management process. Planning. In this step, the portfolio manager must understand a client's needs and develop an investment policy statement, IPS. Execution. Based on the investment policy statement, a portfolio is constructed in this step. The first activity in the execution phase is asset allocation. Here the portfolio manager determines what asset classes must be included in the client's portfolio and in what proportion. Feedback. The feedback step involves performance measurement and reporting. What are the responsibilities of a product owner? The responsibilities of the product owner include establishing, supporting, and communicating the product vision. Creating and leading a development team to provide value to the customer best. Monitoring the project against its ROI objectives and an investment vision. Assisting in the coordination of product and development. Making decisions regarding when to create an official release. What is MVP? MVP stands for Minimum Viable Product. It is defined as the smallest workable product that can be produced, tested, and delivered in a given amount of time that provides value to users. In industries such as software, the MVP can assist the product team to receive user feedback as quickly as possible so that the product can be iterated and improved. Who are internal stakeholders? Internal stakeholders are individuals or groups who work within a company or project. Most commonly, they are the unavoidable users of the project. However, they could also be the heads of marketing, IT or human resources, other employees, trade unions, etc. How to ensure efficient and effective communication? There are some ways to ensure effective and efficient communication at work so that you can create an efficient, productive, and comprehensive work environment. Avoid distractions and stay focused. Making your message understood. Know your audience well. Seek to understand the situation and clarify. Inconsistent body language. List the significant key features around which project management revolves. Project management typically revolves around the following parameters: integration, stakeholder management, quality, human resources, scope, time, communications, procurement, cost, risk management. What do you understand by external stakeholders? External stakeholders don't directly work with a company but are somehow affected by the actions and outcomes of the business. They are maybe the stakeholder groups most easily recognized. External stakeholders include suppliers, creditors, and public organizations. Define a project management life cycle and its phases. A project management life cycle is a framework that consists of a set of distinct, high-level stages required to transform a concept into reality orderly and efficiently. It provides project managers with a structured way to create, execute, and finish a project. There are 4 steps in project management life cycle. 1. Initiating. In this phase, you will define the project. 2. Planning. In this phase, you will determine the steps to achieve the project goals. 3. Executing. In this phase, you will put your plan into action and keep the team on track. 4. Closure. Finalizing all the activities and signing off the project. List 5 noticeable steps in effectively managing a change process. The 5 noticeable steps in effectively managing a change process are: 1. Acknowledge and understand the need for change. 2. Communicate the need and involve individuals in developing the change. 3. Develop change plans. 4. Implement change plans. 5. Evaluate progress and celebrate success. Explain the planning poker process. Planning poker, also known as Scrum poker, helps Agile teams estimate the time and effort required to complete each initiative on their product backlog. Moreover, the team utilizes the Fibonacci series or t-shirt sizing to estimate stories during the planning poker game. Planning poker can be utilized with story points, ideal days, or other estimating units. What do you mean by refactoring? Refactoring is the process involved in improving the internal structure of a software system without compromising the function of the code. The purpose of code refactoring is to improve a few of the non-functional properties of the code, such as readability, complexity, maintainability, and extensibility. What is the use of the governance model? The governance model's major goal is to organize the company's operational, financial, risk management, and reporting processes so that the board receives all the data it needs to put good governance into practice. It also assists business units in conducting their work in compliance with regulations and strategic goals. Governance models fabricate the authority governing compliance, risk, legal, finance, and audit matters. What do you mean by stakeholder analysis? Stakeholder analysis generally refers to the broad range of techniques or tools to identify and understand the needs and expectations of major interests inside and outside the project environment. What are the responsibilities of a Scrum Master? A Scrum Master is an expert who drives a team through a project utilizing agile project management techniques. A Scrum Master facilitates communication and collaboration between leadership and team players to ensure a successful outcome. Why coaching is so important in project management? Coaching is correcting the behavior to increase the achievement of goals, whether professional or personal. Numerous reasons exist why you should coach as a project manager. Effective coaching can transform average team players into high-performing supporters of the project. Coaching additionally can be utilized to enable the project team to take responsibility for increased team performance. The project manager has the chance to develop the interpersonal skills of team members and train them on new or changed processes through coaching. What are impediments in Scrum? Mention a few examples. Impediments are the obstructions or issues Scrum teams face that slow down their work speed. If something hinders the Scrum team from getting work done, then it is an impediment. Impediments can come in any form. Some of the examples of impediments are sickness of team members, unexpected and undesired changes in team composition, issues with the development team's tooling, scarcity of abilities, technical, operational, organizational problems, lack of management supportive system, problems with suppliers. Define performance reports. A performance report tends to the outcome of an activity or an individual's work. For example, the report might compare actual outcomes to a budget or standard and the change between the two figures. The recipient of a performance report is expected to take action when there is an unfavorable difference. Subsequently, an important part of a performance report is the baseline calculated variances. If the baseline is not reasonable, then any results will be invalid. Are there any disadvantages of the Agile model? If yes, explain. Yes, there are some disadvantages of the Agile model. Some of them are as follows. It isn't useful for small development projects. There is a lack of intensity on required designing and documentation. It requires an expert project member to make crucial decisions in the meeting. Only a leader with extensive knowledge in Agile methodologies is capable of making critical decisions. Decisions are not made by team members who have little or no experience. So they don't get a chance to advance their knowledge. At some times, it's not possible to focus on the design and documentation of the project. Define OD? List some of its applications. Organization development, OD, is planned access to respond effectively to external and internal environment changes. OD skills are formed essentially from psychology and small group theory. Some of the applications of OD are providing a common language to help individuals view interpersonal behavior. Leadership behaviors. Explaining the current or upcoming process of organizational change. Organizational architecture. Helping individuals and groups resolve specific problems. What happens when risks are analyzed? Risk analysis involves determining how the risk events influence will affect project outcomes and objectives. Once the risks are identified, they are analyzed to recognize the qualitative and quantitative effect of the risk on the project so that proper steps can be taken to mitigate them. List the benefits of project management coaching. Benefits of project management coaching are: ensure that the project runs effectively through all the essential phases, from concept through to completion. Better relationship with all the project stakeholders. Implement a systematic method to manage changes to the project scope. Better communication and negotiation skills. Before committing significant resources, develop a full understanding of the project goals, objectives, and benefits. Define estimation. The process of deciding on a size measurement for the stories or jobs in a product backlog is known as an estimation. Estimation is frequently done by the team in charge of delivering the work on Agile projects, and it is usually done using a planning game or planning poker. Explain the project initiating stage. The initiation phase is the beginning of the project. In this phase, the idea for the project is investigated and elaborated. The target of this phase is to examine the feasibility of the project. In this phase, the project manager's delivery ability is addressed to the performing organization and project stakeholders to permit a correct definition of project objectives. What is Agile testing in an organization? Agile testing is defined as a software testing practice that is completely based on the Agile principles of software development. It is an iterative technique where the requirements result from collaboration between the product owner and team. By completing the project, Agile principles and applications meet the customer's requirements. For example, Agile development takes an incremental strategy to design. Similarly, Agile testing includes an incremental strategy to testing. What are the techniques needed to collect project requirements? The important techniques needed to collect project requirements are as follows. Data gathering, data analysis, observation, affinity diagram, prioritization of the requirements by using strategies like Moscow, prototyping. List the fundamental principles of system thinking. System thinking is a discipline used to understand systems to provide the desired effect for the system for thinking about systems. There are 6 fundamental principles of system thinking. 1. Wholeness and interaction. 2. Openness. 3. Patterns. 4. Purposefulness. 5. Multidimensionality. 6. Counterintuitive. Conclusion. PMI-ACP certification is a smart investment that will help you achieve a fulfilling position, a great salary, and more successful career growth and development. In conclusion, the PMI-ACP credential is proof that you have the experience and skills. Moreover, you can apply those Agile tools and techniques to make the project successful. As a result, a PMI-ACP certification allows you to work in renowned organizations worldwide. Also, PMI-ACP certification recognizes your knowledge of Agile principles and skills. In addition, Agile techniques will boost your credentials, similarly, apart from great work experience and a good academic background. After getting a PMI-ACP certification, you'll be able to move forward in your career. There will be many opportunities if you explore your options as a PMI-ACP certified professional. Therefore, you need to get a PMI-ACP certification at the earliest to start your career. Enroll at Invensis Learning if you are looking to get PMI-ACP certification training. Invensis Learning is one of the world's leading and best professional certification training providers.